What I can do is help you with a high-drama commentary hook that stays in the lane of online reactions, alleged footage, and public speculation, without presenting anything unverified as fact. Have you noticed how one clip can throw an entire celebrity family back into chaos overnight? Because right now, social media is in a frenzy over footage that many viewers claim shows King Harris in yet another tense moment with police, and fans think this may be bigger than just a routine stop. People online are connecting the dots, asking whether this is only about an alleged arrest scene or if it reveals something deeper happening behind the scenes in the Harris family. And what really sent the internet into overdrive is the belief that T.I. may have finally broken his silence in a way that says more than people expected. From the talk of a firearm reportedly being seen during the stop, to debates over old legal issues, to fans dissecting every frame like it is a reality show finale, emotions are running high, and the family appears more scrutinized than ever. Some people are calling it a warning sign. Others think the internet is blowing everything out of proportion, and a lot of viewers are wondering whether this viral moment could spark a much bigger fallout between father and son. So what are people saying really happened? Why is this footage spreading so fast? And why do fans believe T.I.'s reaction could change the entire conversation? Let's get into it. If you want, I'll turn this into the full script one section at a time while keeping it safely framed as commentary and online reaction. The conversation around King Harris suddenly exploded across social media after a body cam video began circulating online, and within hours, fans were already arguing about what they believed they were seeing. According to multiple online posts and commentary videos, the footage appears to show a tense traffic stop involving King Harris, the son of Atlanta rap legend T.I. The clip quickly spread across platforms, with thousands of viewers dissecting every second of the moment and trying to understand what exactly happened that night. Some people watching the video claimed the situation started when King was driving his BMW late at night and caught the attention of nearby officers. In the footage that many accounts say was taken from a police body camera, the vehicle is seen pulling out from what looks like a gas station area before officers move in for a stop. Viewers online immediately began speculating about why the police decided to pull him over, and theories started flying within minutes of the video appearing online. A few commentary channels began pointing out that the officers in the footage appear to approach the vehicle carefully, with one officer speaking to the driver while another remains slightly behind. People analyzing the clip say the interaction seems calm at first, but the tension becomes noticeable as the officers begin asking questions. Some viewers say the officers can be heard mentioning the smell of marijuana as they approach the vehicle, while others believe they noticed something else that made them take the situation more seriously. One detail that really caught the attention of people watching the clip was what some say looked like a firearm on King's hip. Several reaction videos quickly zoomed into the frame and began debating whether it was actually a gun or something that simply looked like one because of the camera angle. The discussion alone caused the video to spread even faster, because once that claim appeared online, everyone wanted to watch the clip themselves and decide what they believed. As the footage continues, viewers say the officers began asking the driver to keep his hands visible while they check his information. The moment seems quiet but intense at the same time. People who watch the video closely say King appears frustrated, though he remains relatively calm in the short clips that circulated online. Others argue that the body language alone shows that emotions were already running high, even if the conversation itself stayed controlled. Another layer of speculation came when several social media users claimed that officers discovered an active warrant connected to an older case. That detail, if true, would explain why the situation escalated from a routine traffic stop into something much more serious. But because most people only saw short clips rather than the entire recording, debates immediately started about what was real and what might have been taken out of context. While some viewers insisted the arrest appeared smooth and procedural, others argue that the situation highlights a larger pattern that has followed King Harris for years. Fans quickly began revisiting past headlines involving the young rapper, bringing up older incidents that once dominated social media timelines. Within a few hours, the conversation had shifted from a single viral clip to a full discussion
about the ongoing tensions surrounding the Harris family. Many fans pointed out that growing up as the son of a major hip-hop figure like T.I. means every mistake becomes public almost instantly. Others argued that the pressure of living under that spotlight can push young celebrities into situations where their every move becomes headline material. Whatever the reason may be, the video once again placed King Harris at the center of a viral storm. What made the moment even more interesting to fans was the possibility of how T.I. himself might react to the situation. Throughout the years, the veteran rapper has been vocal about guiding his children and trying to steer them away from the mistakes he once made earlier in his career. Because of that history, people online began wondering whether the viral footage might force another difficult conversation between father and son. Some commentators even suggested that the clip could reopen old tensions that previously spilled onto social media. Many viewers still remember the widely shared family argument that once happened during the public event, where disagreements about King's upbringing turned into a heated exchange between him and his parents. That moment alone became one of the most talked about family conflicts in hip-hop culture, and now fans were asking whether the new situation might revive those unresolved issues. As the video continued spreading across the internet, reaction channels and gossip pages began posting their own interpretations of what might have happened before the traffic stop. Some speculated that officers became suspicious after the vehicle reportedly came close to a police cruiser while pulling out of a parking area. Others believed the stop may have simply been routine and later escalated after officers checked the driver's information. Because the entire situation unfolded on camera, viewers felt like they were watching a real-life drama play out in front of them. Comments flooded every platform with people offering their opinions. Some defended King, arguing that viral clips rarely show the full story. Others believed the video showed exactly why young celebrities sometimes struggle to escape controversy. Another part of the conversation focused on the two other people that some viewers claim were inside the vehicle during the stop. Although they were not the focus of the footage that went viral, their presence raised more questions among fans trying to piece together the full timeline of events. People online wondered what role they might have played in the situation or what they might have witnessed during the encounter. While debates continued to grow louder, several online commentators reminded viewers that viral footage can often tell only part of a much larger story. Short clips spread quickly because they create dramatic moments, but they rarely include every detail that led to those moments. That reality did little to slow the conversation, though, because by this point, the story had already captured the internet's attention. For many fans watching from the outside, the moment felt like another chapter in an ongoing narrative involving fame, family pressure, and public scrutiny. King Harris has often spoken about wanting to establish his own identity separate from his father's legacy, but moments like this make that journey far more complicated. Every viral headline instantly connects his name back to the larger story of the Harris family. Meanwhile, speculation about T.I.'s reaction continued growing across social media. Some fans believed the rapper would step in publicly to defend his son, while others expected him to take a more serious tone given his own history with the justice system. Because T.I. has openly discussed the lessons he learned during his past legal troubles, many viewers felt his perspective on the situation would eventually become part of the conversation. As hours passed, more commentary pages began reposting different angles and slowed down clips from the body cam footage. Every small detail became a talking point. Some viewers focused on the calm tone of the officers. Others analyzed King's expressions and body language during the interaction. The internet turned the short moment into a full investigation, with thousands of amateur analysts offering their own breakdowns. Through all of this noise, one thing became clear. The viral video was not just about a traffic stop. It had quickly become a symbol of the complicated relationship between celebrity families and public attention. Every time something happens, fans feel like they are watching a reality show unfold in real time, even though the people involved are dealing with very real consequences behind the scenes. And as more viewers continued to discover the footage and join the conversation, the story surrounding that late-night stop kept expanding, pulling in old rivalries, past headlines, and long-standing family tensions that had never completely
faded from the public eye. The viral conversation did not slow down after the first wave of clips spread across social media. Instead, it grew even louder as more commentary channels began breaking down what they believed the body cam footage revealed. People started pausing the video frame by frame, analyzing every word spoken and every movement made during the stop. The moment quickly turned into one of those internet situations where thousands of strangers feel like investigators, each trying to piece together their own version of the story. Some viewers argued that the interaction between King Harris and the officers looked relatively calm compared to other viral police encounters people have seen online. They pointed out that even though the situation appeared tense, there were no major outbursts or sudden confrontations in the portion of the clip circulating online. Others, however, believed the quiet tone made the situation even more uncomfortable to watch because the tension felt like it was sitting just below the surface. Comment sections filled with speculation about what exactly the officers saw that made them take the situation seriously. A few reaction channels suggested that the presence of what looked like a firearm immediately changed how the officers approached the car. Others believed the bigger issue might have been the mention of an outstanding warrant that many people online started discussing once the story gained attention. According to various reports being shared across social media posts, the warrant people were referencing may have been connected to an older driving-related case. Some commentators claimed it involved allegations like speeding or driving with a suspended license in the past. Again, many viewers admitted they were piecing together these details from online sources rather than official statements, but that did not stop the theories from spreading. As the footage continued circulating, a few online personalities began connecting the situation to the larger history surrounding King Harris. They reminded viewers that the young rapper has grown up under constant public attention because of his family's fame. Every action, every argument, and every controversial moment tends to explode online within minutes.
That spotlight became even brighter during past incidents that people quickly brought back into the conversation. One of the most frequently mentioned moments involved the viral Waffle House dispute that happened several years ago. Fans remembered how that situation started with something simple but escalated into a heated exchange that quickly spread across the internet. In that earlier moment, King had reportedly been frustrated about his food order, and the disagreement with restaurant employees quickly turned into a loud argument that someone recorded. The video went viral almost immediately. Many viewers criticized his behavior, while others argued the situation was exaggerated because cameras were present and emotions were already high. People revisiting that incident now say it became one of the first times the public really saw how difficult it can be for celebrity children to navigate everyday situations without becoming headlines. What might have been a small disagreement in another context turned into a national conversation simply because of who was involved. Fans also began talking about the widely shared family argument that once happened during a football game outing. That moment was particularly dramatic because it involved a public disagreement between King Harris and both of his parents while cameras were recording. The conversation quickly turned into a debate about whether King grew up with privilege or struggled in ways people outside the family might not understand. During that argument, viewers saw emotions boiling over as father and son challenged each other in front of a crowd and an online audience. The exchange became so intense that clips of the moment spread across every major social platform within hours. Many fans still remember that scene as one of the most uncomfortable family disputes ever broadcast online. Because of those past events, the new body cam footage immediately reopened old conversations about the relationship between King and his father. People online began debating whether the tension that had once appeared in public had ever truly been resolved behind the scenes. Some fans argued that the relationship between a famous parent and a child trying to establish independence is always complicated. They pointed out that King has spent most of his life being known primarily as the son of T.I., even while trying to build his own identity through music and personal projects. Others felt the situation shows how fame can magnify normal family disagreements into something far larger than they might otherwise become. What might be a private argument for most families can quickly become public entertainment when cameras and social
media are involved. As the internet conversation continued expanding, another layer of drama entered the discussion when people started mentioning the long-running tension between T.I. and another major hip-hop figure, 50 Cent. Although the feud between the two rappers goes back many years, it had recently resurfaced online through social media posts and subtle exchanges that fans interpreted as competitive jabs. King Harris had previously stepped into that situation by defending his family when comments about his mother began circulating online. That decision alone turned him into a direct participant in the larger rivalry between two major figures in hip-hop culture. Fans remember how quickly the internet reacted when King posted responses aimed at defending his mother's reputation. The situation escalated when certain posts were interpreted by viewers as crossing a line involving personal family history. The backlash from that moment was immediate, with fans arguing about whether King had gone too far or whether he was simply standing up for his family the way many sons might feel compelled to do. T.I. himself eventually addressed that moment during an interview, explaining that while he respected his sons defending their mother, there are certain boundaries that should never be crossed in public disputes. That statement from the veteran rapper became another widely discussed moment because it showed the delicate balance he was trying to maintain between supporting his children and maintaining respect within the industry. Now, with the body cam footage circulating, people online began wondering if all these past conflicts might be part of a larger pattern. Some fans believe the repeated controversies surrounding King were signs of a young man struggling to navigate life under extreme public pressure. Others argued that the situation might simply reflect the growing pains of someone still trying to figure out who they are. Another element that caught the attention of viewers was the timing of everything happening in King's personal life. Several posts pointed out that he had recently become a father himself. That detail made many people view the situation through a different lens, because becoming a parent often forces people to rethink the direction of their lives. Commentators began asking whether fatherhood might eventually motivate King to move away from the controversies that have followed him for years. Others believe the responsibility of raising a child could create a turning point in how he approaches both his public image and his personal choices. While these discussions continued unfolding, the Harris family itself remained relatively quiet in the immediate aftermath of the viral clip. That silence only fueled more speculation online. Fans began refreshing social media accounts constantly, waiting to see whether T.I. or Tiny might eventually respond to the situation. Many people felt that if T.I. chose to speak publicly about the footage, his words could reshape how the entire story is viewed. The rapper has always been known for expressing his thoughts directly when controversies arise around his family. Because of that reputation, people expected that he would eventually address the situation in some form. As the hours turned into days, the viral clip kept resurfacing on new pages and new platforms, each time reaching audiences who had not seen it before. Every repost sparked another wave of discussion, another round of theories, and another attempt by viewers to understand what they believed the video showed. The story was no longer just about a traffic stop. It had evolved into a much larger conversation about family expectations, public pressure, and the complicated journey of growing up in the shadow of one of hip-hop's most recognizable figures. And with every new person discovering the footage, the internet's fascination with the story continued to grow.
As the debate around the footage kept spreading, another wave of discussion started to appear online. People were no longer only focusing on the traffic stop itself. Instead, the conversation began shifting toward the bigger picture surrounding King Harris and the complicated environment he has grown up in. Fans started asking a deeper question that kept appearing in comment sections everywhere. What really happens when someone grows up inside a family where every moment can become a headline? Many viewers pointed out that King was born into a world most people can only imagine. His father is one of the most recognizable figures in hip-hop, and his mother has been part of the music and entertainment industry for years. From reality television to music tours, the Harris family has lived a life where cameras and public attention have always been close by. Because of that, some fans believe the pressure of growing up under constant observation may have shaped how King reacts to situations today. Every time something happens,
Whether it is a disagreement in public or a viral video online, the reaction from the internet becomes immediate and intense. That level of scrutiny can turn even ordinary moments into national conversations overnight. Another reason the current situation caught so much attention is because many fans remember how openly T.I. has talked about his own past experiences with the justice system. Years ago, the rapper faced legal problems that forced him to reflect on the direction of his life. He has often spoken in interviews about the lessons he learned from that time and how he tried to guide his children away from similar mistakes. Because of that history, people watching the viral footage started wondering how it must feel for a father who already knows the consequences of those situations to watch his own son become part of a similar conversation online. Some commentators said that might explain why T.I. has sometimes appeared both protective and frustrated when discussing his children in the past. Fans quickly began revisiting interviews where the rapper talked about teaching his kids responsibility and discipline. In those conversations, he often explained that growing up with fame does not remove the need to make smart decisions. If anything, he suggested that fame makes those decisions even more important because the public is always watching. While some viewers sympathized with the difficulty of that balancing act, others argued that celebrity families also have opportunities and resources that most people never experience. This contrast created another heated debate online. Some fans defended King by saying it is unfair to expect someone in their early 20s to always behave perfectly under constant public pressure. Others felt that the privilege of growing up in a wealthy and well-connected family should come with a higher level of accountability. As those arguments continued spreading, attention slowly began shifting toward the possibility that the viral clip might influence King's career as a young artist. He has spent the last few years trying to establish himself in the music industry under his own name, releasing songs and experimenting with different styles. Some listeners believe his music reflects the struggle of trying to build an identity separate from his father's legacy. Others think the controversies surrounding his name sometimes overshadow the work he is trying to create. Either way, the discussion about his career quickly became part of the larger story unfolding online. Reaction channels began playing short clips of his songs while debating whether the viral attention might help or hurt his momentum. A few commentators argued that controversy often drives curiosity, meaning more people may end up discovering his music simply because his name is trending. Others warned that repeated headlines about legal trouble or public conflicts can make it difficult for any artist to control their image. Another important detail people started mentioning was the fact that King had recently stepped into a new role in his personal life. According to several posts circulating online, he recently welcomed a child of his own. The moment of becoming a father is something that many fans believe can change how someone views their future. Some viewers began expressing hope that the responsibility of raising a son might encourage King to move away from situations that attract negative attention. Others pointed out that many young parents go through difficult transitions while adjusting to their new responsibilities. During all these conversations, the internet also continued speculating about how T.I. might respond publicly. The rapper has never been someone who stays silent for long when his family becomes part of a major story. Fans began predicting that if he eventually addressed the situation, his comments could shift the tone of the entire conversation. Some believed he might defend his son by reminding people that viral clips rarely show the full context of an event. Others predicted he might use the moment as an opportunity to deliver a serious message about accountability and personal growth. Tiny Harris also became part of the discussion as fans remembered how protective she has always been when talking about her children. Throughout past interviews, she often described King as someone who stands his ground when he believes he is right. That personality trait, while admirable in some situations, can also lead to conflict when emotions run high. Because of those past statements, many people online wondered whether she might respond to the viral footage with a message of support for her son. The possibility of both parents addressing the situation only made the internet more curious about what might happen next. Another layer of speculation came from people who believe the video might not even represent the full story behind that night. Some viewers argued that body cam clips often circulate without the earlier moments that led to the interaction. They suggested that without seeing everything from start to finish, it is impossible to know exactly what happened before the stop occurred. That idea created another wave of discussion as people began calling for patience before jumping to conclusions. Others pushed back against that argument, saying the visible moments in the clip were already enough to raise questions. The result was a massive online conversation where opinions shifted constantly depending on which interpretation viewers believed. One person would argue that the situation looked calm and procedural, while another would insist that the same clip suggested something much more serious. This constant back and forth kept the story alive far longer than most viral clips usually last. Every new reaction video brought a fresh perspective, and every perspective inspired more debate. Through all of it, one thing remained clear. The story surrounding King Harris had grown far beyond the short moment captured on camera. It had turned into a much larger reflection of fame, family dynamics, and the complicated path that comes with growing up in the public eye. And as the internet continued examining every piece of the situation, many people began wondering if the next chapter of the story might arrive not from the footage itself, but from what happens when the people at the center of the storm finally decide to speak. As the online debate kept evolving, the story began taking on a life of its own. Every time the footage resurfaced on another page, the reactions grew stronger. Some viewers treated the moment like a dramatic episode of reality television, while others looked at it as a serious situation that reflects the complicated pressures of celebrity life. The mixture of curiosity, criticism, and speculation created an atmosphere where everyone seemed to have an opinion about what the footage might reveal. Many fans started discussing how quickly the internet can transform a single moment into a larger narrative. The video of the traffic stop, whether people believed it was routine or something more serious, became a symbol of the ongoing spotlight surrounding the Harris family. When a family lives under that level of attention, even small situations can grow into major headlines. Some commentators pointed out that this kind of viral moment often says as much about the audience as it does about the people involved. Social media thrives on drama, conflict, and the feeling that viewers are witnessing something personal unfold in real time. Because of that, stories involving famous families often travel faster than any other kind of news. The situation surrounding King Harris seemed to follow that exact pattern. What began as a short clip quickly expanded into a full discussion about his past controversies, his relationship with his parents, and his future direction as a young artist. Each time someone mentioned one detail from the past, the internet pulled another story into the conversation. People also began reflecting on how the expectations placed on celebrity children can be extremely complicated. On one hand, they grow up with resources and opportunities most people never have. On the other hand, they are constantly judged by millions of strangers who expect them to live up to the legacy of their famous parents. That tension has been part of the narrative surrounding King for years. Many fans remember how he has often tried to show that he wants to build his own identity instead of simply being known as T.I.'s son. At the same time, the reality of his background always places him inside that comparison, whether he wants it or not. The viral body cam clip only intensified that discussion. Some viewers argue that it shows the pressure of trying to prove independence while still carrying the expectations of a famous last name. Others believed the moment had nothing to do with identity and was simply another example of a young person learning difficult lessons in public. While those arguments continued across different platforms, a new question started appearing again and again. What does this moment mean for the future of the Harris family's public image? The family has spent decades building a brand that includes music success, reality television fame, and a reputation as one of hip-hop's most recognizable households. For many years, fans have watched them navigate both triumphs and controversies together. Moments of celebration often appeared alongside moments of conflict, creating a complicated portrait of a family living their lives under constant observation. Some viewers believe that the current situation may eventually become just another chapter in that long history. They point out that the internet moves quickly, and today's viral headline can easily be replaced by tomorrow's trending story. Others think the conversation might linger longer because it connects to deeper questions about family,
relationships, and personal growth. A number of commentators also return to the idea that fatherhood could play a significant role in how King approaches the future. Becoming responsible for a child often changes the priorities people focus on in their lives. Some fans expressed hope that the experience might encourage him to move toward a more stable direction. Others remained skeptical, arguing that change does not happen overnight and that young adults often go through several difficult moments before finding the path that works for them. Those contrasting perspectives created another wave of debate about what people expect from public figures who are still in the early stages of adulthood. The role of T.I. in the conversation also remained a central point of curiosity. Throughout his career, he has balanced multiple identities as an artist, a father, and a public figure who has openly discussed his past mistakes. That combination makes his potential response especially interesting to many observers. Some fans believe that if he addresses the viral footage, he may use the opportunity to share advice drawn from his own experiences. Others think he might simply remind people that online speculation rarely tells the full story behind real events. Either way, his voice carries weight because he has lived through many of the challenges people are now discussing. T.I. Harris is also someone fans expect might eventually speak about the situation. She has often shown strong support for her children during difficult moments, and many viewers believe she would respond with a message focused on family unity rather than public drama. For now, though, the family silence has allowed the internet to continue filling the gaps with theories and interpretations. Every time someone uploads a new reaction video or posts a fresh breakdown of the footage, the discussion starts all over again. This cycle shows how modern celebrity culture works. A short clip recorded in one moment can spread across the world within hours, drawing in millions of viewers who each interpret the situation through their own perspective. The people at the center of the story then find themselves watching their lives become a topic of debate among strangers. For King Harris, the viral moment has once again placed him under the intense spotlight that comes with being part of one of hip-hop's most talked about families. Whether the clip represents a minor incident or something more serious is still being debated by viewers across the internet. What is certain is that the story has captured the attention of fans who are now waiting to see what happens next. Some are watching for a response from the family. Others are curious about whether the situation will fade away as quickly as it appeared. In the world of social media, stories can change direction at any moment. A new interview, a new post, or even a simple message can suddenly shift how the public views everything that came before. That unpredictability is part of what keeps audiences glued to stories like this. Right now, the footage continues circulating, reactions continue pouring in, and the conversation surrounding the Harris family continues evolving with every passing hour. People are still asking the same question that started the entire debate when the clip first appeared online. What really happened during that moment, and what might it mean for the next chapter of this ongoing story? So, after everything that has surfaced online, the viral footage, the speculation, and the endless debates across social media, one thing is clear. The conversation around King Harris is far from over. What started as a clip that people claim shows a tense police encounter quickly turned into a much bigger discussion about family pressure, public expectations, and the complicated reality of growing up in the spotlight. Fans across the internet are still divided about what they believe the footage really shows. Some viewers think the situation has been blown out of proportion by social media, while others feel it raises serious questions about what may have happened that night. Because the video spread so quickly and so many people shared their own interpretations, the story has become a perfect example of how the internet can transform a single moment into a global conversation within hours. Another big question people keep asking is how the Harris family might respond moving forward. Many fans are curious to hear whether T.I. will eventually address the situation publicly and explain his perspective on everything that has been circulating online. Others wonder if King himself might speak about the viral footage and give his own side of the story. For now, the only thing fueling the discussion is what people believe they see in the video, and the countless reactions flooding social media every minute. And in a world where online narratives can change overnight, it will be interesting to see how this story
continues to unfold and whether new information eventually shifts the entire conversation. But now we want to hear from you. After watching the footage and hearing all the reactions spreading across the internet, what do you think really happened during that moment? Do you believe the situation is being exaggerated online? Or do you think the viral clip reveals something deeper about the ongoing drama surrounding the Harris family? Drop your thoughts in the comments below because your opinion is part of the conversation everyone is having right now. And if you enjoy deep dives into celebrity drama, viral moments, and the stories that take over the internet overnight, make sure you like this video, subscribe to the channel, and turn on notifications so you never miss the next breaking story everyone will be talking about.